We saw that crazy first day of spring training. Let's just start there. What was that like, getting picked up and going to spring training day one?
It was a lot. It was a blessing. First of all, we got pampered with tons of gear. Obviously, the videos of the indoor and everything that's going on out there behind the walls is really really cool. I was kind of telling the new guys it's really cool to see because this is only my third year here, and there's guys like Bill Leroy who have been here for 10 years, and it took them 3 or 4 years just to get a new uniform, you know. And then there's guys like me who I came in as a rookie on the Party Animals, and my second year, I was on a new team with new gear and all this new stuff. And now my third year, I'm getting more new stuff and a new building. So I got here at a really good time, and the talent is getting really good. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it sounds like there's some crazy things going on. But yeah, what would you say has been like the top thing from the past couple of days? Was it the new stadium? Was it kind of seeing the new players come in? What would you say was kind of the top there?
I think beyond the materialistic things, I think just seeing all the pro guys and all the college guys come in, it's just 65 more guys that can relate to me. That maybe their pro ball career didn't work out or their college career didn't work out, whatever it may be, but we're still getting to play the game. And we're not necessarily playing it for ourselves anymore. We're playing it for kind of all these people and all these fans. And so to get to see all these new guys experience like what I once felt my first time here is really cool.
That's so exciting. We're so excited to see this new roster and what you guys can do this year. But going back, what were some of your thoughts on this past season, the first season for the Tailgaters? What were kind of your overall thoughts of how the season went?
I think personally we did really good. Coming into the season, being one of the few guys that knew what banana ball was about on the tailgaters, I was pretty realistic with the boys early on. I told them, hey, like, give me a number. How many games do you think we'll win this year? Give me 15, 16. I was like, all right, I'm going to be honest with you. If we win 10, I would be really proud of us. I don't think guys understood how hard banana ball is when you come into it. Our rookies, they took on that challenge, and there was a lot of rookies on that team last year. And I think we did really good. We handled a lot of pressure and a lot of tough situations. So I was really proud of that squad.
Yeah, it was an awesome season for the Tailgaters, and also just like adding on the first home games and adding on some of those things. Like with all of that, like what are you looking forward to the most now that with the league this year you're going to have a lot more home games, you're going to have a lot more of the crazy tailgating stuff going on throughout the games?
I think I'm really excited to go to Texas and do all that. What I'm most excited about is for home games wise is as competitors, you know, last year and the years before, trick play numbers and all these statistical numbers weren't always as even with guys having more home games or away games than others. But with everybody having 30 and 30, I think it's going to make this league skyrocket as far as competitiveness levels. So I'm really excited about that split on 30 and 30 home and away. So
Yeah, we're excited about that. Brandon loves all the stats and everything, so he's
yeah.
excited to see that kind of even out and everything. Yeah, so with this season, the Banana Ball Championship League, it's going to be, like you said, 30 home games, 30 away games for each team. There's going to be standings, playoff hunt, everything like that. How do you see you and the team in general balancing the competitiveness with the fan experience?
Yeah, that was something we kind of talked to Jesse about today. We've been having kind of the orientation type meetings recently, kind of onboarding the new guys, and there was a lot of questions today from the new guys about how do you balance being this competitive athlete, but also like playing for these kids, this group of kids right here behind your dugout. And for me personally, the transition, I didn't know how well it was going to go. I came from pro ball. I was really competitive. I got it here into banana ball, and I got sucked in right away. What I tell the new guys is just go out there and play the game, and it'll kind of fall into place. I truly do believe that. It doesn't matter how competitive you are when you go step out on a banana ball field. That environment sucks you in, and it kind of everybody becomes one. So it's a cool transition to watch some of these guys go from trying to rip each other's heads off to they have that same edge and that same competitiveness, but you can also see that soft side come out on guys and play for the fans more.
Yeah, do you have any like top fans first moments from last year that you were able to experience or see somebody else do?
I've man, there's so many things that happen. I think if I could spotlight one person that I kind of knew when I met him that he was going to be the way he was, but Sunshine Looters. You meet him and you kind of like, man, this guy's super happy, super full energy. When I met him, I knew he was going to crush every experience, every fan, every opportunity he had. I knew he was going to crush those things. But to get to watch him do it like in person every single weekend in a different state or a different city was like, man, he goes above and beyond for every single fan, and that's something that he's pushed me to do. He might not know that, but he's been super motivating to watch. So I'm excited to see what he can do this year and see what leadership he shows the new guys, to kind of follow in his footsteps on that aspect.
Yeah, we've talked to Sunshine quite a bit, and we totally agree with you. He has a way of making you feel like you're his best friend, like
He's
immediately.
contagious.
Yeah,
He's very contagious.
yeah, it's so awesome. With this past season on the field, was there any like trick play that you did, or any play in particular that stood out the most for you this past season?
I think if I had to pick maybe my favorite play of the year, it would be, I don't remember where we were at, but it was the one where I was at short and it was a fly ball to right center field, kind of in foul territory. The one that I dove on the warning track for and kind of tumbled. The one that Watson went for the trick
Yeah,
play
you
right
went
behind
behind the
me.
back.
I think that one is the most unique because I've had friends back home and people that I've talked to, like it's cool to see, like, you're making a baseball play, you're laying out full fledged to make this baseball play, and then you have your left fielder like trying to do this trick play behind you. And then I roll across the track, and then a lot of the comments on that video was like, how did that shortstop's hat still stay on? So I think that was a pretty cool banana ball play for me just because there was a baseball play made. Then you got Waddy in the background trying to do a crazy trick inches behind me. It's just like that was my favorite play of the year. That one stood out pretty well to me.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I love seeing those, like the trick plays are amazing, but then seeing the actual like athletic baseball plays are really cool to be like, guys, they're real baseball players. Like they're really good. So I
Yeah.
love those plays to see them.
Yeah, I want to ask you about a play that was my favorite of yours this season, and I want to hear what your thought process was going into it. It was your trick play and showdowns again. It was against the Party Animals, right?
Baton Rouge, yeah.
Yeah. You're behind the like over your head, behind your back catch to win in showdowns. What made you feel confident enough to do the first trick play in Showdown's history right there?
Okay, so I don't think well, like I've told my teammates this before. Obviously, they know the game a little bit. We talk strategy and everything. My dad called me out on this after I did it, but he was kind of like, like what were to happen if you were to drop that ball? It kind of just hits the grass and you still get Hampton out, right? And I was like, yeah. I think for me, when that ball went up and I realized like the only way for us to lose this game is if I do that is if maybe let's say if it hits off my back and kicks further. But honestly, in that moment, I didn't even think like, oh, this is the first ever trick play in showdowns. I really didn't even. I think my first thought was if I miss it, it's going to land at my feet. When I caught it, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's nuts!" Like freaking out. But in my
Yeah,
head, I think if I would have processed the risk of that, I probably would have just caught it normal. So kind of like ties back into what I said, to the new guys, like just go out there and do it, and whatever happens, happens. It kind of just falls into place for you if you do the right thing. So
yeah. That play was so awesome. It's
yeah,
probably one of my favorite plays from this season.
appreciate that.
Um,
Thank you.
so bringing in the showdowns, like what goes through your mind when you are the only fielder out there in showdowns with the game on the line?
I actually make this joke every time. Like I tell the guys every time showdowns are over with or whatever, like, because I go off to shortstop and I think that play that you were just talking about, the catch right before that catch, they show Hampton get into the box and he's kind of like getting his rhythm going, and then the camera pans to me and you can see me take like a crazy deep breath, like my heart was going like super fast. The music, Shark does a really good job of keeping the music going. That does help. I've got goosebumps. It's a lot of energy. Um, yeah, those plays, I don't know, the moment just kind of gets you, and the energy is unreal in those parks at those times. So
That's awesome. Yeah, showdowns are super fun to watch. So thank you for that
yeah.
insight there.
Yeah, and showdowns is such a unique part of banana ball. Is there any other part of banana ball that you that off the top of your head is like your favorite aspect of the sport?
Uh, I would have to say, this past year, this is going to go outside of the sport, but for me, this past year, joining the Texas Tailgaters, I had no idea what the pregame stuff for us was going to look like this season. Um, and, baseball is a very mental sport, so when Jesse and all these people had these ideas of us going out pregame and doing all these things with the fans, it was like, how are we going to stay locked in and compete? But for me this year was just watching our guys out in the parking lot, like just hucking footballs and doing all these things with kids and fans and doing all these things, meeting all these people, and then just jumping right back into jumping into the game and just starting. I think that was a really cool thing for me to see and a cool little time frame pregame for me to watch and be a part of every game. So
Yeah, that's awesome, and I'm really glad that the Tailgaters do that because we got to go to a couple games this year, and one of them was the Tailgaters home game in Frisco, and so that
yeah,
was just really cool to see. That was by far the best pregame, just especially just seeing the young fans and just
yeah,
imagining what it would be like for them to play cornhole and to throw a football and all the things that with their favorite players, like just so cool. So all that you guys do there
absolutely.
is awesome. So looking forward to this next season. There's a lot of really cool stadiums on the horizon for the Tailgaters. Is there one that stands out to you as maybe the top stadium you're looking forward to?
I am very, very excited to go to Globe Life, and I'm very excited to go to Kyle Field. Obviously, two really, really big places to go in Texas. And I remember a couple years ago, Jesse was just kind of making small talk with us. He's really good about staying in touch with the players and just kind of asking us, where's somewhere y'all would really love to play? And I said, like, Kyle Field, just because I knew that was like a huge stadium and like it could hold a ton of people. And, he kind of was just like, oh, yeah, sweet, sweet, like taking all these notes from us. And a year and a half later, I'm like, man, we're going to Kyle Field. So I think if I had to pick one, I would say Kyle Field would be the one that I'm really, really excited about. So.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. That stadium is huge, and yeah, to see a banana ball game there will just be
We will
just
be the home team for that one too. So I've already been
yeah,
telling everybody like we'll be the home team. I know you guys don't understand fully how banana ball works, but that's huge. Like if we win in front of 102,000 Texans, like we could gain this many fans. Like
yeah.
that's a huge game for us. So I'm very excited for that weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Um, all right, we've got a couple of fan questions here in the chat. I'm going to throw this one up, talking about the roster here. Greg says, Jordan, do you have any team captains or leaders on the team so far?
So far I would just say, like all the returning guys have done really well. A lot of the returning, that's what banana ball is all about. The reason that, Taj, myself, and Bam Bam were leaders last year is because we've done it before. And we know how hectic it can get. So it's not really fair to just throw new guys into this. So, I've already seen it's only day 3 today, day 4 tomorrow. I've already seen guys like Travis Mignot, Mac Danford, Nick Lopez, Jimmy Lewis, all these guys, John Reed, all the returners, Sunshine, obviously, everybody. Just kind of jumping in, meeting all the new people, not just guys on our team. I've already got to work with some of the clowns infielders, Sunshine and I. We've already got to take ground balls with, just all the other new guys. Because we were all new at one point here. And this, like I said, this is very, very intimidating at times, coming from indie ball, you play in front of 1,000. You got some of these really, really good indie ball guys. They're about to play in front of 50, 60 to 100,000. So a lot of our guys, all the returners, that's what banana ball is about. Just the returners being there for all the new guys and just passing that on every single year. So.
Awesome. So looking a little bit further back into your banana ball career, what was it like switching from the Party Animals to the Texas Tailgaters to come to a fully brand new team in banana ball?
The transition was a little intimidating at first, but like I said just now, I was a new guy once, and I got to be a part of a really, really good, savvy Party Animals team at the time. I had Bryson Bloomer, Dustin Baber, Chase Acuff, Jason Swan. That was the infield that I got to work with every single day as a rookie. Reese Hampton took ground balls with us every single day, so that was another banana ball veteran that I got to like pick his brain. Skull would take him at first base. So the transition isn't really as hard as it may seem. I still miss, I miss playing with those guys. I love competing against them. Don't get me wrong, but it's just pretty much ties back to the last point. The returners help the new guys, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, I still see A Cuff to this day taking ground balls with, like I said, the Clowns infielders and the other team's infielders. So it's very competitive around here, but it's a big family tie at the end of it. We're all trying to see how good we can get. So.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we're super excited for this season. We can't wait to watch you guys. Is there anything else that you want the fans to know going into this season?
No, I would just say, thank you for the support last year, guys. This year, it's only day 3, but, the team looks really good, healthy, strong. We're getting bigger and better every day. So looking forward to playing for you guys.
Awesome.
For sure. Well, it's going to be a great year for the Texas Tailgaters. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.